Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are again, another Tuesday, another wonderful tutorial. This is
Woohoo!
Jené.
Hey!
Jené is going to be leading us through another lovely and beautiful tutorial. I'm Amber. I'm going to be answering any of your questions that you have in the comments or answering anything else that comes up. So feel free to ask throughout. If we don't get to your question right away, don't worry about it. We will get to it soon. And also let us know where you're from. We love seeing where everybody's from. It's so cool.
It
We
is
have
so
hello from
cool.
Iowa, from Groomwolf already. Hello, Letitia and Laurel, Victoria. I might also ruin your name when I say it. I'm not trying to. Just fair
Oh.
warning. Yay. So, Jené, what are you going to be doing today?
Well, today is super fun. So, first off, just want to let you know if this is your first time tuning into a Tuesday tutorial with us. That's fun to say.
It's a good
Um,
old.
this is we're in our separate homes due to
Yes.
COVID-19. So, we're both broadcasting live from our separate homes. And we're just having some fun going through some of the makeup that we have, and we invite you to play along with us and try out what
Yes.
we're doing while we're doing it along. So today we're doing a two-color lip look inspired by Marilyn Monroe. So the colors I'm going to use today are going to be Blood Red and Victory Red. So if you have
Yeah.
those, awesome. If you don't have these shades, then try to get one that's like your darkest red and one that's a nice bright red that would like brighten up your face. So whatever those might be, grab them, join along, and also I'm going to
Yeah.
use a lip brush. So get a little lip brush if you want. Now, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just a makeup lover, a makeup enthusiast, and I like to play around and all that kind of stuff. So, bear with me. This is just I'm just a normal girl trying to learn how to do fun things with makeup. So hopefully, what I have to show you today is helpful to you and fun. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Uh, this two-tone, two lipstick lip look,
Yeah.
inspired by Marilyn, is something that I love to do. And so I tried to do the rest of my face a little bit Marilyn today. And Amber, I think you did too.
Yeah, I have a little bit of Marilyn-inspired. I've got fake lashes on and my glasses. If you see me get my glasses away from my overly long lashes, that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're a little inspiration, not quite, exactly, but in
Hmm.
the theme of Marilyn for
In the
sure.
theme of Marilyn, yes. I also have fake lashes on today too, which is super fun. Just like really heavily lidded eyes, and the very accentuated brows, and then I even added
Mm-hmm.
a little beauty mark as well. So
Oh.
so fun. It feels weird to have all this on and no lips on. I feel like that looks so funny because it's so unfinished, but we're gonna fix that. So are we ready? Are we ready to get
I
started?
think so. I'll just say hello
Awesome.
real fast to some people. We got New Orleans, Tucson, Northampton, Pittsburgh. So thanks, all you guys. You can feel
So
free to let us know
cool.
stuff as you go. And again, if you have questions that come up, let us know at any time, and we will get to those. And yeah, I think we are ready to take it away.
Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today with our lip look, using two different lipsticks, the purpose of this is kind of like a lip contour. So you've
Mm-hmm.
probably heard of contouring for the face. You've probably seen, like celebrity style contouring of the face where you use several different shades of colors. So we're going to be doing that with our lips today because we happen to know that Marilyn, her makeup artist, would do this with her lips. It wasn't just one color. There was a lot going on, and there were a lot of layers too to really add that like voluptuous lip. And that's what we're going for today. We're going for that super full, super, beautiful, luscious lip look. So that's what we're
Yeah.
going to do. Um, so another thing I want to say before I get started is that Marilyn had a pretty iconic lip shape that was very much a product of the time, a very 50s upper lip that was like wide and high on the Cupid's bow. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm going to do that a little bit. You have to be careful because it's easy to end up with lips that just kind of get out of control a little bit, and you'll end up going like, well, that went, because the first time I tried to do this, my lips were like all over my face essentially, and it went a little too far. So it's not so much about drawing on a lip as it is just sort of lining your own lip, but kind of hugging the outside of the natural line of the lip, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. Don't think about it as like drawing on an entirely new lip shape. Just follow your own natural lip line and just overline just a teensy tiny bit, and favor the outside of the line rather than directly on or inside of that natural line. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to use our Besame retractable lip brush, which is so much fun. Love it. So much fun. It's like a makeup version of a fidget spinner or something. It's just like way too fun to play with. Anyway, I love that it has like this super chiseled point because it's going to be perfect for getting that line. So I am going to line my lips with lipstick. And I'm using, again, Blood Red as my line today because it's a nice, deep, dark, true red. So I'm going to load up this brush as much as I can to get a ton of product on there and just start doing that. And then I'm going to start lining the lips, and we'll go from there. Super fun.
And as she goes along, you can see why, we'll get to why we're lining with lipstick instead of a pencil. Although you could use a pencil, using the actual lipstick will be a little bit easier in this case. And this is the thing where you can use any kind of brush you have. Something that, comes to that sharper point is going to definitely be easier because you are working with such, a small line. Another great thing to have at hand for anything with lip stuff, especially if you're starting out, is have some concealer or have a little bit of makeup remover because, like, everybody makes mistakes. I put mine on today. It's still not perfect, and I still had to go back through. So having that at hand will just make your life easier. You don't have to like wipe it off and start again every single time.
That's right. I do have concealer handy. I have a little bit of powder handy too, just in case. Hopefully I don't need to use it, but mistakes happen. We're all human. And that's what concealer is great for.
Yes.
So I started already.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like it looks like I have half a mustache on or something right now. It's so
Very
silly, but
mustache.
it's part of the process, right? We're going to get there. So I started in the corner of my mouth and just sort of very, very slowly. You want to take your time with this. You make your way up the lip, and again, just sort of overlining just ever so slightly. I hope you can kind of tell.
Yeah, and again, it's like, as she's saying, it's just on the teeny tiny touch outside the line. And everybody's lip shapes are naturally kind of different. So this is where you can play around. Maybe you overline just by your Cupid's bow and not anywhere else, or vice versa. It kind of, it's fun to just play around and try it on your own. I definitely play dress up today with all my extra makeup and stuff. So this is a good time to just kind of have fun with that and feel like, a kid in your mom's makeup drawer again a little bit. Though your look will probably be a lot nicer than mine when I was a 7-year-old busting into my mom's makeup. Good. We have, hi from Belgium. My goodness, Boston. Lips are favorite part of my routine, says Kara. Yes, definitely. It doesn't feel right until it's done.
That's right. Woo! Yeah. So, okay. So I've now done the other side, and instead of just going from one all the way to the other like a rainbow, I kind of did it like a heart. So I started from corner to center and then corner to center to meet in the middle. And when you do that, it's going to help you match your Cupid's bow shape a little better. It just gives you a little more control. So that's what I would recommend. As you can see, it's already kind of bleeding into the lip, and that's okay. Yeah. We're going to blend it all in anyway. So now I've got my nice dark line going on for top lip, and now I'm going to do my bottom lip.
Yay. And for these, you can see again how it's a process. So we're going to be blending, we're going to be adding. I like Grimwolf 25 said you look like Queen Amidala with just the lip liner from the Star Wars prequels.
Yes, love that. I'm not a fan of the prequels in terms of the entire, Star Wars saga. Yeah. But Queen Amidala, I mean, she's incredible. So I do take that as a compliment. Thank you.
I think Grimwolf meant it as a compliment for sure. And you're doing the same thing here, where you're starting from the corners and going to the middle,
Uh-huh.
even on the bottom. So that's cool, because I always feel like you have to kind of just, you imagine somebody just going like, boop, like one line all the way around your lips. And that's never the case, kind of piece
Right.
by piece.
Just like it's easier to draw a heart. If you were to draw a heart, you kind of start, and you make your pieces meet each other instead of trying to do it all in one thing, and then it might look a little
Yeah.
lumpy or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's kind of it. So now I've got my gorgeous lips lined,
Ooh.
right? Again, is it because it's lipstick with a brush and not a lip liner, you can see areas where it's a little thicker than others, and that's okay. We're going to blend it all in. It's going to make sense. Yeah. So what I want to do now, oh, see, making some mistakes, but I think I can just fix that with my finger. Maybe I should try to not talk while I do this.
Oh, yes,
well.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So the next thing I'm going to do is, with the same color, again, loading it up, is really concentrate it here in the corners of the mouth. Because whoa, it's all over my hands now. So we're having fun. It's like finger painting. So yeah, again, because we're trying to do like shadows and highlights, think of it as shadows and highlights. If you've ever, done like a drawing 101 class where you kind of do your shading in to create depth, that's what we're doing. So we want the line, and then we want in the corners here where it should be like pulled back and darker because it's shadow, right? Because our lips are so big that they're making little shadows. So that's what I'm going to do now.
That's cool. And we had, let's see. Oh, yes. Cara Jean saying how some people do their lips so quickly, but it takes longer for some people to be precise. Totally. This is something to do at your own pace, because also, it takes practice. Like, I remember the first time I did eyeliner. I mean, it felt like it took a year to try to do, and just all the makeup wipes on earth, to get it right. But it gets easier over time. And doing like little pieces, I think, is totally helpful. So just little bits of line at a time makes it easier. And with this kind of shadow and light contour we're doing here, if you ever aren't sure, like, go under a light and see see for yourself, see what catches the most light, where most of those shadows are naturally, and we're just exaggerating that a little bit.
So
Cool.
here we go. I've got filled in totally in the corners with my darker shade.
Oh, pretty.
Something I just noticed, speaking of like light and everything like that, because Besame lipsticks are satin finish and not completely matte finish, that way that they're still hydrating on the lips, there is still a little bit of sheen on my lips, on my line, and that's okay. And later we're going to blot. And the blot is going to help mattify that down a little bit. So if you're like, oh, there's a sheen to it and it's a little hard to see, we'll get there. We'll get to that. Okay. Yeah. So putting my lip brush away for now.
Okay.
Putting Blood Red away for now. And I'm taking out Victory.
Ooh.
Again, you can use any sort of red that's a contrast to that shade that's going to brighten up your face. So for me, I love Victory. I think it's super bright, super happy, and it really warms up the face. So that's the one I'm going to go with. But Amber, what might you suggest?
Well, this is one where you can really use whatever you want. So one of the colors we have in our arsenal of colors of Besame is Red Hot Red. And Red Hot Red is a little bit warmer, and it's actually based on a color that Marilyn Monroe wore and loved in her real life. So it's based on a real historical color she loved, and it's similar to Victory Red. It's a little more orange, not an orange color at all, but just like a little more on that side. And that's a great one to use with Blood Red for a high contrast. If you wanted like less of a contrast, you could use Blood Red and Cherry Red, where you'll still feel a difference, but it won't be quite as dramatic. So this is something you can really play with whatever you want. If you want definite drama, you could use Noir Red and Besame Red, if you wanted to, which are like very dark and very light. On our blog for Halloween, you can see they actually use black cake mascara as a liner and blended it in to Blood Red for like a Maleficent, very dramatic look. But
yeah, that was a very vampy lip that we did. Yes. But if you're going for that, do it.
Yeah. Oh, so you're already done? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So what
for this step, sorry.
For this step is done. What I did was anywhere that was still, empty or open, I just put in that that Victory Red, and I haven't blended yet, but now I'm going to. And the motion I want to blend is actually blending Victory outward into Blood Red, not Blood Red into Victory, because I want to spread some of that brightness out. Now my brush does have Blood Red on it, so I'm just gonna like quickly wipe it off a little bit just to help. But if it's on there, it's okay. It's all gonna mix together anyway, so it's fine. But anyway, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, and then this just helps now make less of a line and a brighter color and make it all come together. I mean, honestly, it looks pretty now as it is and can be its own kind of look. But for more of that like illusion of a larger lip and that contour kind of flavor, that's where this blending is really going to come in handy. And that's where you can use a wider variety of colors. So if something looks way too dark at first, if you really, really blend it or use a little bit more of the lighter shade, then it'll even out and you still get this pretty look. So you can use this with pinks. You could use like a mauve, darker mauve color and like a portrait pink in the middle. You know, you could use it with purple if you feel like it. But this works on any shade. With red, we just see it the most, and it's such a like pretty vampy look. Red's kind of our favorite, I would say.
So I don't know if you can tell from the camera and from the, you know, whatever your internet connection is like, but I can see a big difference from blending. It just looks much more natural because there was definitely a clear line. And now it's like you almost can't tell that I'm wearing two different colors of lipstick. It just looks like natural fullness of the lips, right? Which is exactly what we're going for. And so I'm not just making this up as a fun trick. This is something that I've learned from reading up about Marilyn's makeup routine with her makeup artist. And this is exactly what they did. So she had a couple lipsticks that were like her absolute favorites from a couple different brands from the time. But it was always going for this. She did a lot of tricks of the light, tricks with shadow highlights. That's what her makeup artist did to really give her that iconic look. And that is, you know, of course, as well with the lips. So another thing we're going to do now is we're actually going to blot, and then we're going to do it again because we're going to add another layer to actually really do add some texture and some volume to our lips. So I'm just going to go back over what I've already done after I blot. Blotting super easy. Just take a tissue, take a piece of toilet paper, even though I know that's a super hot commodity right now. Not like the super gushy stuff that might leave some residue, but like single ply, you know, or even take like a paper towel. I just have a little folded paper towel right now. And you don't want to wipe. If you wipe, you're going to mess up what you just did. So it's really just a light pressing. Boop. Boop.
So
and then you can even like that so that you don't get it on your teeth. Super light. There we go.
And I highly recommend blotting for any Besame lipstick because it is so pigmented. The blotting helps just kind of seal it in place so you get less of it on your cups and stuff like that. And you can see, like, you could just stop right now, you know, with what Jené has done, and it looks awesome. If you want to do more, we're going for more of that very Marilyn look. So that's why we're doing it. Also, we have a couple of questions I want to get back to. Let me see. Grimwolf asked, if you have a larger top lip than most, would you still want to go slightly outside the top line? Well, I would say it's up to you. If you've, like I have a very tiny top lip, so I definitely do it. Other people, the balance is different. So it's whatever looks best. For a more 50s shape, you might want to go a little bit outside the kind of edges of your Cupid's bow, just for that longer, rounded, just 50s style shape. But I would say give it a try. If you don't like the look of it, then you don't need to overline at all. Some of you might have lips that are already plump and beautiful looking as they are. So feel free to do that. You never have to overline your lips for anybody. It's just a way to get more of that like Marilyn style. So I would say, again, to shorten my long rant, maybe just a tiny bit on the corners, just if you're going for that 50s look. And we had one other question. Let me see. Oh, we did have a question about blood red from Ashley. So Ashley worried that blood red would be too dark because she's very pale. So Ashley, I am quite pale, and this is blood red right now. So it is a dramatic color, but I thought it would be more like a I'm going, I'm doing like Dracula cosplay kind of feel. And it really doesn't. I wear this all the time. I wore it to my job interview for Besame, actually.
Hey.
um, I wear it to normal stuff. So I highly recommend it. Of course, everything is up to you, but it's not as dark as it seems when you kind of blot and blend it out.
Concealer, because we did a oopsie.
And that's okay. It happens. Yeah, the
It
corners.
happens.
Oh, those corners.
It was when I was blotting, I think like the tissue got some on the outside there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it never happened. Concealer's an eraser.
It really
great.
works. It really works well. Yeah. Just have that. And I've had professional makeup artists do that too. Of just fixing it up a little bit after the fact. We had Letitia. What colors would you suggest for an African American woman? Blood red is a very beautiful one. We have a bunch of pictures from our February shoot on our Instagram, where one of our models is wearing blood red. So excuse me. So that's a really good one. Cherry red. We've had a lot of very, very good reviews for cherry red. So those are the top two. But they're all very pigmented. So it shows up on a variety of tones. So those are the two I would recommend the most. And because of the high pigment, it's kind of why our reds look better on more people, because there's all kinds of reddish shades I would have tried that I wouldn't have liked, and yet Besame ones work. And it's because they're just like packing the color in hard.
It's
so
true.
Yeah, cherry
There
and
is
blood
so
red are
much,
my favorites.
There's so much pigment, so much payoff, and it doesn't. Our lipsticks don't have a white base to them, where some other brands do, which means that because of that, the base is, I guess, transparent in a way. I hope that makes sense. But essentially what that's going to do is that it's going to mix well with the natural color that your lip is, and still let that pigment go right on top of it and match you, which is something that I love about these lipsticks. And so for darker skin tones, for more lighter skin tones, wherever you fall on the skin tone sliding scale, really it's up to you with preference. There's nothing that we would say like, don't wear this one or something like that. It's going to look great, and the color is going to pay off for you no matter what. So even if your lip skin, like the skin of your lips, is naturally super duper dark, like a darker purple or something, you can still wear a bright color like Victory, and it's still going to look like a bright red on you, which is fantastic. So take a look at our website. We've got swatches there. And also something that you can do, which you may not know, is send customer service a selfie of you, and be like, hey, help me match me, recommend some lipsticks for me. Our customer service team loves to do matching. So do it and find your perfect red if you need that advice. It's great. But so you could do these exact same colors if you like, no matter your skin tone and no matter what color your lips are naturally, because it'll still pay off.
Email is just info@besamecosmetics.com. If you send that to info@besamecosmetics, that will do the trick for that. And we have a couple more questions we'll get to in just a second. So thank you guys for waiting. So Jené, yes, you went back and then you just added the same, added to, the blood red on the liner in the corners and the Victory in the middle.
I did.
Cool.
And I actually ended up, I think, overlining even more than I had originally, because my top lip is looking super different than it did a minute ago. But I'm just going to go with it. I like it. I think it looks like the Marilyn shape. It was kind of an accident, but it turned out great. So I love that. It's like Bob Ross, happy accidents, right?
Yes.
It's happy trees. It's kind of like painting, right? When you do this, it's very much like painting. So I've now gone over. I have done everything again to add more fullness, and I hope you see the difference. I totally see the difference. And the final trick, if you have time, if you want to, you could do it again. You could do it again and again, because Marilyn wore lots of layers of lipstick to create really fullness. But something super fun to really finish off this look and again create like dimension is highlight. We're going to highlight the lip. We're going to add a little bit of like a white eyeshadow or powder with a little bit of shimmer to it if you like, or it could be matte, just to the bottom of the lip to make it look glossy almost, like a light is hitting it and bouncing off. So again, you can use any shadow. I'm going to use my favorite white, or it's not really white, but like light highlight shadow, which comes from this guy. Anybody remember this guy? Remember? This is the Agent Carter palette passport. We do not have this anymore. It's not coming back. So if you just got excited, I apologize. I'm totally just teasing everybody with this. But I love the like highlight. It's called Zero Matter from this. I've hit pan on it, if you can tell, because I use it all the time. So I'm just gonna, with like my pinky finger, just load it up a little bit and then just dab it right on my my lip.
And you can use any kind of, you could use a cream if you have that kind of almost face paint isn't the right word, but you have those like more stage makeup, costume makeup kind of whites, or a white cream, even like a white eyeliner pencil you could use. And you can see, oh my, it's just like immediate. That's so neat. Just that little bit of white just pops it out so much.
And now it looks like
so
I've got
cool.
these big voluptuous Marilyn lips. It's just
and
all
you can use
tricks with colors. It's so fun.
Yeah. You can use gloss if you want to instead. It gives it actually pops a little bit less than using the white, but it still totally works. I think Jessica gave that suggestion earlier. Oh, and Jessica also asked, does the powder or shadow dry out your lips? So what do you think of that, Jené?
I don't think so, especially because I've done so many layers of our super like hydrating lipstick. My lips feel great right now because it's just like packed in with like these, you know, really like good for your lips ingredients. So they feel, you know, really moisturized, which is fantastic. And because I just did a little bit of that, I don't hardly feel it at all.
Yeah, it's so little you're using that it's really
look,
doesn't
I
feel
even
too
just
drying.
like blotted and it went away a little bit, but not terribly. It just sort of got a little more pinky. And I can even go back and add more. There you go.
That's they asked if we could use the brightening powders. You could try, the brightening powders are a little more translucent. So like a white eyeshadow has more of a pure white base, whereas our brightening powders are meant to blend a little more, but it still could work. It might not give you quite the punch, but I think that's definitely something to try.
Yeah.
And
You may want
use,
to sort of like pack it on with a brush, with like a flat brush, like a flat eyeshadow brush or something. Really like load that up with your brightening powder and sort of just like flat dab that right on there. That might be your best trick for that. And it will stay nice. It'll stay nicely there on the lip. That powder will.
And this little bit of powder helps all your lips just kind of stay in place. You're setting it and, you know, creating a contour at the same time, which is pretty cool. Let's see. And then we had, we also had Ashley ask if you wanted to do a more like sedate kind of look. What are two best of my colors? I think Dusty Rose and Portrait Pink would be excellent, because Dusty Rose is a darker pink rose tone, and blending that into Portrait Pink would be great. You use Chocolate Kiss and Portrait Peach, which is another color we don't have right now, but using that with Portrait Pink also, I think would be really pretty. We had someone ask about Chocolate Kiss earlier. We'll do a video on that, and we maybe will. Jené wears it all the time.
I love it.
Gorgeous on her.
Chocolate Kiss is my favorite go-to lipstick. Like everybody's got that go-to for just your regular day look. Chocolate Kiss is mine, I think, because I wear it all the time. I've gone through a few tubes of it. I love it. So yes, we should definitely use it in an upcoming video. We will. I will tell you right now. We will, because I have it. I love it. We're totally going to use it. Yes.
Persephone said you could probably, another tip, if you don't have white to use, you could probably use a light pink lipstick or a kind of nude to have a similar effect. Absolutely. And again, even if you take gloss and just put it right there, that will give you a little bit of that feeling. Because Marilyn would also do that. She would use Vaseline actually as a highlight. She'd use it on her face as a highlight, on her cheekbones, and sometimes as a primer. So you don't have to put Vaseline on your face.
Fascinating. Would you try that, Amber? Would you ever try
Vaseline?
Yeah.
I put Vaseline on my lips. I might. My skin is very, very dry. So
there you go.
I would maybe try it. But I don't know. That little bit, but I love the idea of putting just something shiny but
Shiny.
not colorful
Right.
as a
Interesting.
highlight.
And it's
I
not
think that'd be kinda
glitter.
cool.
It's actually
Nope.
shine. I might try
Just
that.
shine.
My
Ooh.
only hesitation would be that my hair might get stuck in it. Um,
That's
so
true.
I would need to have hair up, like up back kind of thing. Maybe has
Yes.
anybody, if you've watched this and you have tried that
Yes, if
Marilyn
you've
trick,
tried that.
please tell us how that went, because I'm super curious what that actually feels like.
Yes, and maybe I'll
know.
try it and let you guys know next week, at least.
There you go.
We have one more question about Dusty Rose on porcelain skin from Elise. So porcelain, I'd say that's me. So this is Dusty Rose. Oh, there we go. This is Dusty Rose, and it looks a little darker. And if you look on other videos, I'm wearing it in our Tuesday tutorials. It does look darker on porcelain skin, but it's still very pretty. So it on other skin tones, it'll look a little more pink, and I feel like the kind of mauve rose shows out a little bit more on light complexions like mine. So I think I wear this one quite a bit, and it's wearable as like a dramatic neutral, if that makes any sense.
Totally.
Yay.
It's very, very pretty.
Oh, Ashley said she met a gorgeous lady in her 80s who said she uses Vaseline all over her face as a moisturizer and swears by it. How funny. Well, hey.
Okay.
It worked out for her.
I
That's
love
awesome.
learning little tricks like that, especially from our, grandmothers and that generation. Yes. They knew so many beauty secrets that we can really learn from them. And I think that's also why I love so much about Besame, is that we take inspiration from those ladies and what they used to wear, what they used to do. And it goes to show that it works and it still looks fabulous today. So I am going to try that. If she was gorgeous in her 80s and swears by, Vaseline moisturizer, what the heck? I'm going to try that.
Yeah, and Elise says she uses Vaseline as moisturizer and it feels normal once it dries. Wow. All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
So thank you guys for watching this tutorial today. We've had so much fun. People have been chatting with each other in the chat, which is so awesome. I love that. Thank you guys for watching. As a bonus for watching, we do have a special code for you. Let me just get up the code. So our code is going to be for the blood red lipstick that we use for liner, and it's going to be for our red hot red, which is our Marilyn signature color. So a great kind of dichotomy of choices. You can use it on either one. So for 15% off either blood red or red hot red, or lip duo 15, and it's up. It's lip capital L duo. The description. Good. If you want 15, give them a try. This is the time to do it. Thank you for watching. We will be back next Tuesday with even more. Let us know. Tell your friends. If you have any questions in the meantime, let us know. And I think that's about it for today. Thank you guys so much. Oh,
one more thing. One more thing. If you follow us on Instagram, we have a new challenge. We have a new Besame challenge this week. It's Wicked. The theme is Wicked. So anything wicked, whatever that means to you. It could be, villainous characters. It could be just a look inspired by, wicked, darker shades or something. Whatever that means to you, do it. Participate. We want to see your looks, and there's prizes in it for people. So why not? Go for it. Maybe you can even use this in your look, this new tip and, that you learned today. Do it. I can't wait to see what you come up with. And we are excited for next week. We hope you'll join us again, and we look forward to seeing you.
All right. Goodbye.
Everybody have a great rest of your week.
Yes, have a great week. Thank you. Goodbye.